Imagine yourself sitting by the edge of a tranquil lake, the sun gently reflecting on the water. This is how I want you to feel as you embark on this journey of reflection and discovery. Today we will dive into a fascinating application of Neville Goddard's teachings, something that is rarely discussed in depth, especially regarding relationships and, more specifically, those difficult conversations that many of us avoid. These difficulties often arise from the illusion of separation. Are you enjoying the Story That Connects channel? Click follow. This helps us reach more people seeking to enrich themselves spiritually and financially. Leave your like and comment on what you want to improve in your life. I say this not only from personal experience, but also from working with a client who successfully applied these principles. I want to share with you something that can change the way you relate and communicate. You see, there is only God. Only God is real and God is love. Therefore, we can experience God in external appearances as loving relationships and loving conversations that facilitate these relationships. Today, our theme is inspired by a quote from Neville. The solution to all problems lies only in this: the second man. The Lord of Heaven in all of us is trying to become self-aware in the body so that he can be in service to his Father. What does he mean by this? He is talking about imitating God, becoming a master of words and internal thoughts to shape our world in the likeness of the kingdom of love. The prophet said, "Be imitators of God as beloved children." How can we imitate God? Well, we are taught that God calls things that are not seen as if they were seen, and the unseen becomes visible. And that is why today we explore the idea of, if your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light, according to Matthew 6:22. This light is pure consciousness, and pure consciousness is love, because there is no separation in pure consciousness. Separation only appears in relationships as a result of identifying with illusions of separation. So, can we imagine before, during, and after conversations in a loving manner? What are the effects of this? Based on my personal experience and that of a client, by exercising our imagination lovingly for the benefit of another person, we are mediating God for them. God is love, and mediating God is imagining lovingly. When we recognize this pure consciousness and live from it, we are living in love and can transform our interactions and relationships. Let's reflect together. Can you imagine before a difficult conversation a loving outcome? Can you maintain this vision during and after the conversation? The results can be surprising and transformative. Remember, what you see with the good eye illuminates your whole being. Imagine yourself on the edge of a cliff, feeling the gentle wind on your face and contemplating the vastness before you. It is this sense of discovery and possibility that I want to bring to our conversation today. Let's explore a fascinating application of Neville Goddard's teachings, something rarely discussed: how we handle difficult conversations in our relationships. Together, let's unravel how to overcome these barriers that often hold us back. Before starting a conversation, I found myself trapped in false beliefs. My eye was not clear. I was not imagining from truth, for only God is real, and God is love. Imagining otherwise is to generate illusions of separation. These illusions can be traced back to specific thoughts that reveal the beliefs we identify with before, during, and after a conversation. These false beliefs hindered me from having harmonious relationships, whether personal conversations, business interactions, friendships, family life, or romantic relationships. I was identified with these illusions, forgetting that I am love. By becoming aware of what I was imagining and recognizing that I am love, everything became clearer. I freed myself from these false beliefs that I imagined before, during, and after conversations. Consciousness is pure delight. Only God is real, and God is love. Illusions disappear when we realize this. Therefore, the ongoing practice is to release identification with these false imaginative acts that obscure the fact that you are love. as it says in Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. Neville Godard reminds us that the solution to all problems, which are illusions of the eye, lies in the second man. The Lord of Heaven in all of us is trying to become self-aware in the body so that he can be in service to his Father. Our task is to imitate our Creator, to become masters of our words and internal thoughts, to shape our world in the likeness of the kingdom of love. Thus, by releasing identification with imaginative activities that do not come from love, something magical happens. People begin to ask us how we do it. It's like a wonderful play where everyone appears in harmony and contribution, revealing our true nature. Imagining otherwise reveals our identification with illusions of the eye. Let's reflect together. Can you see how releasing these false beliefs can transform your conversations and relationships? Can you imagine a loving outcome before each difficult conversation? Try this practice and see how the light of love illuminates your whole being and your interactions. Imagine yourself standing before a mirror, looking directly into your own eyes. What do you see? It is this journey of self-discovery and transformation that I want to share with you today. Let's explore how we can overcome the illusions that prevent us from fully living our relationships and conversations. Let's discover together how to release these false beliefs and find the freedom that comes with truth. Before starting a conversation, I found myself trapped in false beliefs. My eye was not clear. I was not imagining from truth, for only God is real, and God is love. Imagining otherwise is to create illusions of separation. These illusions can be traced back to specific thoughts that reveal the beliefs we identify with before, during, and after a conversation. Here are some of these illusions that we bring to consciousness and release. By letting go of identification with these illusions, I realized it was easier to start a conversation, maintain the flow during the conversation, and afterwards, not feel ashamed or condemn myself. Instead, I began to enjoy the conversations and the relationships they formed. These relationships continued to thrive, bearing witness to the truth that I am love. Thus, I began to experience more and more the delight of pure consciousness, operating from the single eye, which is God's eye, witnessing only love. Here are some false imaginative activities that we brought to consciousness. First, I cannot make a good impression because I'm not charismatic. This is clearly false. I am is the name of God, and God is love. Exodus 3:14. I am who I am. Suggesting that I am not charismatic is an illusion. By bringing this awareness, identification with this false belief was released. Second, I cannot be myself because I'm afraid of being judged. This is certainly not true, as fundamental reality is beyond judgment. God is beyond judgment. It's only the individual, thinking in terms of separation, who believes they are being judged. The correct way to see this is, I can be myself because I simply am. I am unconditional, not conditioned by appearances. Love, happiness, peace, joy, and fulfillment exist in themselves. There is no need to form interpretations based on sensory evidence in a way that creates false beliefs. By bringing this false belief to consciousness, it was released. Third, I cannot connect with new people because I'm not likable. This, again, is taking the Lord's name in vain. Saying I am not likable is false. I am love. Notice the pattern. We are ordering conversations from the principle of truth. I am. From I cannot to I am. Why is this important? The prophet said, "Be imitators of God as beloved children." How do we imitate God knowing that God is love? Beyond individual interpretations that God is not love, which generate illusions of separation, we imitate God by recognizing our true essence. When we release these false beliefs, something magical happens. People start asking how we did it. It's like a wonderful play, where everyone appears in harmony and contribution, revealing our true nature. Imagining otherwise reveals our identification with illusions. Let's reflect together. Can you see how releasing these false beliefs can transform your conversations and relationships? Can you imagine a loving outcome before each difficult conversation? Try this practice and see how the light of love illuminates your whole being and your interactions. Imagine yourself in a lush garden where every flower, every leaf reflects the beauty and perfection of the Creator. It is here, in this space of serenity and harmony, that I invite you to reflect on the true essence of love and the unbreakable connection we have with God. There is no separation between you and God. Your true nature is love, created in the perfect image of the Creator. By bringing these false imaginative activities to consciousness, we can free ourselves from them. The prophet taught us, "Be imitators of God as beloved children." How can we imitate God? We have been taught that God calls things that are not seen as if they were seen, and the invisible becomes visible. Thus, by transforming "I cannot" into "I am," we align our minds with the truth that we are love. Before starting a conversation, it is important to recognize any false thoughts that may arise, thoughts generated by subconscious beliefs. When these thoughts come up, do not identify with them. Observe them and let them pass. By doing this, you will notice that you remain in your natural flow, starting the conversation with ease. During the conversation, false imaginative activities may arise. Be aware of them and do not identify with them. For example, a common thought is, "I can't respond well because I'm not quick-witted." This belief is clearly false. Everything happens ideally and automatically when we remain in the state of "I am," that is, in unconditional love, without feeling ashamed or condemning ourselves during the conversation. By allowing the conversation to flow naturally, you will find that you are capable of having quick and intelligent dialogues. Another thought that may arise is, "I can't be authentic because I worry too much about others' opinions." This kind of concern can disrupt the flow of conversation. When this happens, allow yourself to be present, release the emotions, and the thoughts will dissipate. By unconditionally remaining in the state of "I am love," these types of concerns will not arise. I recently created a video that I believe would be very beneficial if you are interested in maintaining your flow during conversations. It's the 7-day mental and emotional diet video, inspired by Emmett Fox and Lester Levinson. I'll put the link in the description. Another limiting thought is, "I can't express myself clearly because I'm not articulate." It's an illusion to think that the individual is solely responsible for their actions. As the Bible says, "I of myself can do nothing. It is the Father living in me who performs the work." Only God exists, and God is love. Everything else is illusion. Illusions only seem to disappear when we stop identifying with these false beliefs. Remember, you are love. Free yourself from illusions and allow the truth of who you are to shine in all your interactions. When you align with this truth, all conversations flow harmoniously, reflecting the beauty and perfection of the Creator's garden. Imagine yourself in the midst of a pleasant conversation where every word flows naturally like a serene river. It is this state of harmony that I wish to explore with you today, revealing how we can free ourselves from false beliefs that prevent us from fully living our interactions. Together, let's discover the freedom and joy that come when we align with our true loving nature. Have you ever found yourself avoiding conversations out of fear or insecurity? These feelings are the result of untrue imaginary beliefs that create illusions of separation between you and your divine essence. When we identify and release these beliefs, something magical happens. We begin to automatically envision wonderful conversations, both before, during, and after them. Loving imagination becomes our new reality. Before starting a conversation, you may notice thoughts like, I'm not charismatic enough. This is an illusion. I am is the name of God, and God is love. By bringing this awareness, you free yourself from this false belief, allowing the conversation to flow naturally. During the conversation, you might believe, I'm not smart enough to respond quickly. This too is an illusion. When you remain in the state of I am, that is, in unconditional love, everything flows ideally. You'll find yourself responding quickly and appropriately because you're allowing the conversation to naturally unfold. Another thought that may arise is, I can't be authentic because I worry about others' opinions. This concern interrupts the natural flow of conversation. When this happens, allow yourself to be present, release the emotions, and the thoughts will dissipate. By unconditionally remaining in the state of I am love, these concerns will not arise. Now, after the conversation, you might think, I can't believe I did well because I'm too insecure. This too is an illusion. You transcend doubt. You are unconditional love. By bringing this awareness, you free yourself from this false belief, allowing joy and satisfaction to manifest after the conversation. Or perhaps you think, I can't follow up because I fear rejection. Again, this is an illusion. Love transcends fear. Remember, all good things come from God, and imagining rejection is creating an illusion of separation. When we align with the truth that we are love, all our interactions become reflections of this truth. Free yourself from illusions and allow your true nature to shine in all your conversations. In doing so, you shape the world in the likeness of the kingdom of love, imitating our Creator and becoming masters of your internal words and thoughts. Reflecting on these concepts and applying them in your life can profoundly transform how you communicate and connect with others. By releasing these limiting beliefs, you will discover a new level of harmony and satisfaction in all your interactions. Allow yourself to live this transformation and see how the light of love illuminates your entire being and your relationships. Have you ever imagined what it would be like if all your conversations were filled with love and harmony, without fear or insecurity? Today, I want to share with you a profound insight on how to order your inner speech from the truth of unconditional love and transform your daily interactions. Imagine saying to yourself, no matter the response I receive, I am whole, I am loved, I am complete. By doing this, you become a mediator of God, releasing illusions and embracing true love. On my journey, I've learned to imagine lovingly and align my internal speech with divine truth. If you, like me, remove the illusions of rejection and imperfection, you'll begin to witness love in all your interactions. Let's explore this together. Consider this. I am whole, I am love. God is perfection, and you arise from God. I and the Father are one. By internalizing this truth, you live divine perfection. Even when thoughts of rejection arise, remember, I am love beyond individual interpretations that are false. Consider another point. I can't see progress because I'm fixated on perfection. Reflect on this. I am whole, complete, love. God is perfection, and I am the perfect image of the Creator. Knowing that I am refers to true perfection transforms your perspective. You realize that I and the Father are one, but the Father is greater than I, and thus you begin to witness divine greatness in your life. Every interaction becomes an opportunity for growth, and your conversational skills continuously improve. Less conflict, more harmony, because you are embodying the greatness of God in every moment. In conclusion, I want you to make a powerful self-suggestion. I exist to mediate God, knowing that God is love, and only God is real. Having realized that I am love, I witness love before, during, and after conversations. I remain in my flow as a conduit of the divine I am, seeing only love through God's single eye, being a true imitator of God, and shaping this world in the likeness of the kingdom of love. Reflect on this message and apply it in your life. Notice how your conversations and relationships transform when you embrace your true nature of unconditional love. By aligning with this truth, you shape your world in the image of divine love, making each interaction a reflection of the Creator's perfection.